So after our trek into the Batu Caves, Lenny, my 72-year-old cameraman, and I decided it was time for a well-deserved meal break. Okay, so we've worked up quite a bit of an appetite having walked to the Batu Caves. So this is masala tosai, which is a pancake full of vegetables with 3 different types of sauces of different spices. So we're washing it down with a Coke, and as I say, after walking up 400 steps, you do build up an appetite. But the food looks good. Let's get stuck in and see how we get on, shall we? So exhausted after our adventure, we thought it was time to head back to our hotel, get some rest before we headed out to the Petronas Towers. Which was a good idea as it turned out, because the rain in these tropical climates comes down and comes down hard. Malaysia by day is one thing, but Malaysia by night is a whole nother experience, with its bright lights, its night markets and entertainment galore. Let's check some of it out as we head to the Petronas Towers. As you make your way at night to the towers, there are restaurants and bars galore. Making your way through Kuala Lumpur at night will dazzle the senses. From the beautiful bars lit up and the clubs, through to the amazing food found at the restaurants as you've seen, right through to getting yourself to the base of the Petronas Twin Towers, looking up and just being daunted by the absolute sheer size of these gigantic, majestic buildings. But before we get onto the Petronas Tower, let's go inside it and have a look at the array of amazing shops. From Gucci, Cartier, Ed Hardy, through to every kind of 5-star kind of shopping you can imagine. So let's have a look around inside first, shall we? Well, here we are on the lift, which is just as impressive as the tower. We're getting at level 2 on the food court. Let's get something there, come on. Anyway, so here we are in front of the Petronas Tower here in Kuala Lumpur. Now, one of the things I should tell you is only recently it was deposed as the tallest building in the world by a building in Dubai. But it depends on how you measure the tallest building in the world, because some buildings are measured according to whether they have the tallest point or whether they have the tallest floor and building. Still to this day, the Petronas Tower has the tallest building floor of any building in the world. If you don't believe me, just have a look for yourself. Have a look up here. Designed by Argentinian architects, the Petronas Towers were completed in 1998 after 7 years building and became the tallest buildings in the world at the time of their completion. The towers were built on the original site of Kuala Lumpur's racetrack, but because of the depth of the bedrock, the buildings were built on the deepest foundations found in the whole of Malaysia. The foundations measure 120 metres deep and took 12 months to build, requiring massive amounts of concrete. The buildings are 88 floors high and were designed to resemble motifs found in Islamic art, a reflection of Malaysia's Muslim religion. Due to a lack of steel in Malaysia and the huge cost of importing it, the towers are actually constructed using a much cheaper radical design of super high strength reinforced concrete. As a side note, the next day I saw a guy that went base jumping off the top of the towers. Now I wouldn't do it, but apparently he tells me it's safe as houses. Well, I'll stick to good old terra firma and I'll let you decide what you'd like to do. Anyway, let's check out his base jump, shall we? There's so much more to Malaysia that we haven't had a chance to see on this episode of Jason's Journeys, so make sure you head out and see the rest of the country. Langkawi, officially known as the Jewel of Kedah, is an archipelago of 104 islands in the Andaman Sea. Langkawi is located adjoining onto Thailand, and by far the largest of the islands is the Pulau Langkawi with a population of 65,000. Langkawi is the #1 beach destination for tourists visiting Malaysia. With its stunning golden beaches and its crystal blue waters, it's a place not to be missed when you visit Malaysia. But don't just stick to the beaches, because out in the jungles there's all kinds of wildlife. This area of Malaysia is home to some amazing endangered and protected species. And if that's not enough for you, take a visit to the wildlife park, where you can see some of the most amazing animals and birds, both local and local to us, if you know what I mean. Anyway, make sure you check out the rest of Malaysia and don't just stick to the cities, okay? So what things should you remember when you come to Malaysia? Well, first, remember a selamat datang so that you can welcome yourself to the locals. Remember to go and check out Kuala Lumpur at night with its fantastic food and its great nightlife. In addition, make your way out to the Batu Cave so you can see some of the Hindu limestone temples. Make sure you get out of the city though and make your way over to the stunning beaches that run all the way around the archipelago. And finally, make sure you go on a holiday and enjoy yourself, because remember, the world is a book and those who don't travel read only a page. This is Jason Ross saying I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Jason's Journeys. Until next time everyone, bye for now.